poppin', y'all? It's the YANDYMANE. What's good with y'all? It's October 2nd, which means this is day 2 of 31 days of spookiness. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch one of the spooky, well, it's not called spooky, it's called, what is it called? Hold up. I'm gonna watch one of the horror shorts parties videos. If you're not familiar with them, they make a lot of videos, like animated videos regarding like scary stories. If you know Corey Kenshin, he reacted to some of them, but I'm about to watch the latest one that just dropped, which is called 3 True Morgue Horror Stories. And so we starting off strong because I'm pretty sure working in a morgue is terrifying. All right, so let's get straight into it. Let's see what's up. Let's see if it's scary. Let's go.
After finishing medical school, I settled in Florida with a plan to open a funeral home. My grandparents raised me after my dad died of a drug overdose. I also never got the chance to meet my...
Damn, that's the loudest plane ever. Hold up. Let me start this shit over.
to open a funeral home. My grandparents raised me after my dad died of a drug overdose. I also never got the chance to meet my mother. I would always see other kids cherishing the love of their parents, which made me feel like I missed out on a normal childhood.
That's hella sad.
I had a girlfriend in college, but she stopped answering my calls out of nowhere one day. I was thinking of showing up at her door to confront her, but then I met Scarlett. I was embalming a newly arrived body when my doorbell rang. I punctured the lungs and attached the drain pipes for the fluids to flow out. When the doorbell rang one more time. Coming! Jeez, what's the rush? Coming, I said.
So sorry to bother you like this. You must be Mr. Miller, the funeral home director?
A woman in her late 20s stood in front of me with a troubled face. Even though she looked worried, I couldn't help but notice her attractive features. She had beautiful blue eyes which hypnotized me at first glance. I stood there like an idiot who forgot to talk for at least 10 to 15 seconds. The woman spoke again.
Mr. Miller?
Yes, please come in.
I'm Scarlett. I lived with my grandma on the outskirts. She died 2 days ago from a sudden heart attack. Our pastor told me about you, so I came here.
After listening to this, I was sure she was going to ask me to prepare her grandma for her funeral.
I just got a question. How old is the girl, bro? Because, like, she under 18. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
However, I had to wonder, if her grandma died 2 days earlier, then why did she come now? I mean, who keeps a dead body for 2 days and then goes to a mortician? Scarlett read my mind.
You must be wondering why I waited 2 days to come here. I have an odd situation. My grandma's last wish was a bit frivolous. She wrote in her will that she wants the upper part of her body to be cremated and the lower part to be buried after death. Hence, it took time to do the required arrangements at the hospital. I have her lower body here for the burial.
I was taken aback by such...
Bro, why did she request that? What is the point? Does she got beef with her? What?
Such an uncanny wish. So far in my career, I've never heard anybody doing something like that.
Bro, I promise you, any
Just
of
to
my
be on the
family
safe
members asked for
side,
that,
I
I'm not
demanded
doing
to
it.
speak with the lawyer, Mr. Patterson, who prepared the will. Without any hesitation, Scarlett gave me her full cooperation. The lawyer stated everything was true, and with that, the burial took place. Amidst all of this, the attraction between Scarlett and I grew strong. We hit it off with a couple of drinks, which then led to a couple of dates. Before we knew it, we had been dating for 5 months, and I knew I had to make it official. I proposed to her, and she accepted right away.
Whoa.
Believe it or not,
Bro,
we were a
5
perfect
months?
match. Happiness was flooding through our life. However, there was one thing Scarlett couldn't
Shaggy? No, I'm just kidding.
stand. It was my profession. Scarlett hated coming to the morgue when I was working. It was quite obvious, though. Not everyone could handle the smell of death. My business grew over time. I decided to hire an assistant to help me out. I recruited a young guy named Jimmy, who worked as a caretaker of the funeral home. Jimmy was hardworking, but one night things took a different turn. It was around 2:30 a.m., and heavy rain poured as bolts of lightning illuminated the night sky. I woke up hearing loud thunder and found the other side of the bed empty. Scarlett wasn't there. I got up to look for her. After searching the entire house, I still couldn't find her. I went to check the morgue, and as I entered the morgue, I could see Scarlett standing near the embalming table, her back facing me. A freshly arrived body was lying on the table. I called out to her, "Scarlett, what are you doing here?" She didn't move at all. I called her again. "Scarlett, is everything all right?" I was about to take a step forward when she turned around. Her hands were smeared in blood. She looked at me with scared eyes and said,
"John, the corpse was bleeding. There's something wrong with it,"
and fainted on the floor. Scarlett was right though. The corpse was cut in some places and stitched up again. But the stitching was so poor that during rigor mortis, blood and liquid started to burst out from the wounds. Scarlett explained to me that she went downstairs to check to see if all the windows were closed, and that she went to check the morgue as well. She said that she found drops of blood on the floor right under the embalming table. That sight traumatized her so much that she became numb with fear.
I just want to know why she went up to the body. Why didn't she just go up to her husband? It's kind of weird, buddy. It's kind of weird.
We went upstairs to wash up and would deal with the mess in the morning. I woke up and quickly ran down to the morgue to take a closer look at the corpse, and shockingly found that the liver was missing. I knew that this had to be Jimmy's doing. Who else could do it? I was stunned to see his audacity.
That nigga was
He must have stolen
money.
organs from these corpses to sell them illegally.
He was selling organs
I
on
had
the
to
black
fire
market.
him that day. Even though he denied everything, I had to let him go, as Scarlett was too scared to be near a man with such alarming intentions. People like Jimmy are very capable of bringing trouble in the long run, so I had to kick him out. The shock of that night hit my wife real hard. She fell sick and couldn't get out of bed. One day I was thinking about what to do, just when her phone rang. It was Mr. Patterson. I didn't want to wake her up, so I picked up the call. I told him right away that Scarlett was not feeling well. He hesitated a bit, and then said, I don't want to disturb her at this moment, but can you please tell her to call me as soon as she wakes up? I asked him if there's anything serious, to which Mr. Patterson replied, "Well, she didn't submit the details of the buyer yet. We may be in legal trouble, Mr. Miller." "Excuse me, but what details are you talking about?" "Oh, you don't know. When the hospital dissected her grandma's corpse, they found her liver and lungs missing. Scarlett said her grandma told her to donate her organs and promised to submit the paperwork in time. I wish I never took this case. Her grandma is one particular lady." "Why do you think that?" "I mean, who makes such a bizarre wish 2 days before her death? I should have never approved that will. She didn't even sign the will properly. Scarlett pleaded with me, so I went ahead with it.
What was that nigga
Anyways,
thinking?
please tell her to call me soon." Mr. Patterson disconnected the call, and I stood there like a statue. A sense of unknown fear increased my heartbeat. Is it all connected? Her grandma's missing organs? That fishy will? Jimmy denying the theft of that liver? Is it all Scarlett? Every suspicion pointed at her. I turned around to wake her up, when suddenly, a metal vase hit me in the forehead. Everything went black, and I passed out. When I opened my eyes, my head was throbbing in pain. I found myself tied to a chair in the kitchen. With my blurry vision, I could see someone standing near the kitchen stove while cooking. It was Scarlett. Old 40s
She cooking
music
blood?
was playing in the background, and she was cooking in a cheerful mood. What's going on? Scarlett? What are you—
Oh, you're awake! I'm making us lunch.
Why am I tied up like this?
So that you can't do anything reckless, hun.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing. Everything was fine until that idiot Patterson called, and you just had to answer.
But there's nothing to worry about anymore. I took care of everything.
Look how peaceful he is. He's sleeping on the couch.
As my eyes went to the couch, I saw Mr. Patterson's bloody body lying there.
This
His
bitch
mouth
is a
was
demon.
wide open. Eyes were staring at the ceiling, and his
What
head
the fuck
was
happened to his
hollow.
head?
Yes, his skull was cracked open brutally, and there was no brain inside.
Bro, what the fuck did she do to that nigga? Oh my god. How did she break his fucking skull, bro? And then took it. This bitch is a zombie, bro. Bro, oh my gosh, bro.
I started to breathe rapidly, seeing such a vicious sight. Scarlett came right in front of my face
bro.
and gazed into my eyes. Her caring stare is now taken over by a burning hunger. The smile that bewitched me all this time is now replaced with a terrifying grin. This is not the Scarlett I know. It was you. You stole that liver, not Jimmy. All that fear of dead bodies was fake, huh? Scarlett, what did you do with your grandma's organs? Did you sell those too? All these gruesome acts just for money?
Money? Oh, you're one naive man, aren't you? I didn't sell those organs, I ate them!
I told you, this bitch is a zombie, bro. Bro, lock her up. I don't even know we should lock her up. She gotta die at this point, bro. Like, if somebody was to, like, say you're a police officer, right? And somebody brings in a person for eating other people, I don't think jail is, like, the right thing to do, bro. I think you just gotta, like, body him at that point. Because it's like, in jail, that nigga gonna try to eat niggas too. So, you know.
I was unable to believe her words. My heart raced to the point that I thought I could die at any moment. So that's why you married me. To get unlimited access to fresh corpses. I can't believe I fell for a freaking cannibal!
On her part,
Don't be so
fucking
harsh.
genius. She
That's
hit
not
the
only
jackpot.
reason. I do love you. And trust me, once you try my new recipe, you'll understand.
Scarlett walked to the
Recipe?
kitchen counter and picked up a plate.
Glass,
She
nigga.
then walked towards me and placed it on my
She
lap.
fucking make chili?
It was a pair of human brains sauteed in butter. She took a spoonful of that and said,
Come on, give it a try.
"Damn you, you psycho woman! Stay away from me!"
I said try it!
She started to shove the brains into my mouth like an animal. I vomited on the floor as soon as it touched my tongue. I kicked Scarlett's leg and she tripped, hitting her head hard on the kitchen counter.
Damn!
She screamed.
Damn! Shit, the fuck out that. Hold on one more time, bro. Shit, the fuck out of the wall, bro.
Started to shove the brains into my mouth like an animal. I vomited on the floor as soon as it touched my tongue. I kicked Scarlett's leg and she tripped, hitting her head hard on the kitchen counter. She screamed in pain, holding her bloody head. I dragged my chair over to the phone. Luckily, I had 911 on speed dial. As I pressed the number 9 button with my tongue.
Darling, please, just try once. I promise you'll love it. Then we'll have no more secrets. We can be together forever.
But I didn't wait anymore. I am the husband of a cannibal who got sentenced to prison for the murder of 2 people. After her grandmother died, she ate her lungs and liver right away. But to suppress this violent act, she forged her signature and made a fake will, which stated that her upper body was to be cremated. She thought no one would notice the missing organs, but the hospital noticed right away, as they saw the poor stitching Scarlett had done. She made up the entire story about organ donation, and then came to me to get rid of the other half. That's when she decided to marry me. She just wanted access to fresh organs. I mean, just think about it. She wouldn't have to kill anyone, and she could secretly feast on as many human bodies as she wanted. No one would notice the missing organs, and her secret will be buried with the dead. It may seem disturbing, but the world has no law stating punishment for the consumption of human meat. She was only punished for the murders. What about the people she ate? One thing I won't ever forget is the taste of those brains she forced me to eat. I can't say I really hated the taste, though.
Yeah, Nigga tried to pull that little Michael Jackson shit. But that was hella disturbing, bro. How do you go on with life? What do you do next? That's a question I have, bro. Like, do you keep working at a morgue after that, bro? Or do you just like do something else with your life? You know, become a teacher or something? Cause like I don't think I would be able to fucking work at a morgue anymore if I had somebody eat people in front of me. Like that would totally like fuck me up, bro. Like, and she made you taste it. I know that's gotta be like the worst thing, bruh. Shorty was really a zombie, bro. That's really crazy, bro. The amount of pain he must have went through, bro. First you heartbroken, and now you traumatized. Yeah, that was fucking terrifying. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what y'all would do or what you think, cause that shit was creepy, bro. That shit was creepy. He did one great thing though. He kicked the fuck out of her and she hit her head. That was the funniest part. Cause why that shit was so loud. It was bang. But yeah, so this is the end of the video, y'all. I will catch y'all on the next one tomorrow.